I think that's the only thing. Looking back on yesterday, there was something happening, and that was sort of really massive. So I was sort of getting hyped, and then you were quite matter of factly then across the lines. And try to sort of build from the start to here to represent the. Okay. Okay. All good. I think we.
Here. Good morning and welcome to the grandstand. We're filling up here, lots of supporters. Now we heard from the athletes yesterday that one of the things that helps to get them over the line is the support from their family, friends and teammates. So in a moment we're going to be seeing what countries are here and how ready they are to support those athletes.
Right, let's dive into it. Good morning, everybody, and dobro utro from historic Plovdiv here in Bulgaria. Welcome back to the 2026 World Rowing Under-19 Championships. Today is day 4, the final day of the regatta, and it's all about finals. We have 4 B finals lined up for the men's and women's single sculls, the men's 8 and the mixed double. After the first races we have a small break, and then at 10:05 we start with the first A final of the day with the men's 8, then the women's single sculls, women's 8, men's single sculls, the mixed double, and the last A final is the mixed 8 final. These are the first under-19 World Championship with these new boat classes. Just a quick update on the weather. Like yesterday, we have hot and slight tailwind conditions here on the lake. At the moment it is about 27 degrees and the temperature is expected to rise to 32 degrees. Yesterday we saw the Italians break the world's best time in the pair, and we'll keep a close eye on the times as the crews come down the course. My name is Tim van Vliet, and like yesterday I'm joined by Milan Spazov. Good morning, Milan. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Tim. Really nice to be here once again. I'm really hyped up about the final day of rowing. We talked about yesterday one of the World Championships best times was broken. I expect to be the same today. We have great conditions for it. We talked about it yesterday. The water in the channel is a bit warmer, and this always has its ups for the rowing crews, and I hope we see some best timings today as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to today, and as you mentioned, conditions more or less identical from the fast conditions we saw yesterday. A few crews coming really close to the Under-19 World Championships best. We'll keep a close eye on that. This is the course, so you can see that iconic bridge here in Plovdiv, just before the halfway mark. And you can actually see one of the 8s. That will be an 8 for the B final of the men's 8 waiting there, having gone through their warm-up routine. As we go to the start, we have 6 crews here lined up. This is the local favorite, that is Rumiana Stoyanova, and you get those wonderful pictures from the grandstand. Grandstand pretty full, as we have the first 4 races of the day starting in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll start with the women's single sculls. In lane 1 we'll have an international neutral athlete, Alexandra Grigoreva, Rumiana Stoyanova, of course, from Bulgaria in lane 2. Lane 3 is for Denmark, Maja Jostergaard Nielsen from Belgium. In lane 4 we'll find Martina Brzozka. In lane 5, Croatia, Petra Mardesic, and from Turkey in lane 6 we'll find Derin Kumuk. And the start has been given today, the first B final for the day.
Yeah, first B final underway, a clean start all round, and we would have expected a full lineup here, but I think the individual neutral athlete has been withdrawn for medical reasons in the afternoon yesterday, as we ride here with the local favorite Stoyanova here, going off to a good start start, but a quick start is expected from Turkey. As you can see by the graphic here, the Derin Kumuk from Turkey, not in the picture at the moment, but she's been flying off the start every single race this week, coming really close to a world's best pace, and then sort of easing into that rhythm. So she likes to front load her race, as we say, so putting a lot of effort in the first 500 meter to establish that early lead and then clinging on, whereas this athlete from Bulgaria is slightly more conservative out of the blocks. She likes to spread her energy a bit more evenly over the 2,000 meter course here. As you can see her now sort of settling into that rhythm that will carry her through the entire 2,000 meter course.
Yeah, really great start from Kumuk from Turkey. We see her leading the way at the 400 meter mark. Let's keep an eye on Denmark and Bulgaria as well. I believe Denmark holds second place at the moment, and Rumiana Stoyanova is at third place. We'll see how they manage their strength.
Yeah, and she's in the mix for a good placing. Of course, this is a B final. These athletes here contesting places 7 to 11, with one athlete missing. As we look here, here is is Kumuk from Turkey, first across the 500 meter timing mark, closely followed by Denmark. This is sort of the lineup, and these athletes from the semi-finals. So the quickest crews are in the center of your picture here. So if you're new to rowing, we look at Denmark, Belgium and Croatia to be the quicker qualifiers for this B final, and still quite close, but at the moment my eye is drawn to Meise Oostergaard Nielsen from Denmark. She's the second rower from the right. She's at a good pace, but in terms of time, the athlete right to the left, so in the center of your picture, that's the athlete from Belgium rowing for Gent, of course, Martina Broska. She was slightly quicker coming from her semi-final. So we'll see how that pans out. We're in the thick of the action in the second 500 meters, and we expect these athletes in the center lanes now to make that little bit of a difference compared to the athletes in the outside lanes.
We talked about it yesterday, Tim, but I want to see your opinion on the matter. Is it different rowing in Final B and Final A? Because I think that the athletes tend to give more in the starting meters when you're in Final B. You want to show from the start that maybe you missed just by a fraction a place in Final A. Is it different or?
Well, I only race domestically, but racing a B final can be a bit frustrating. So it's because you want to race in the A final for the medals, of course, and I'm sure the athletes in these center lanes will have hated the fact that they're not in the A final, which we'll see later today. But it's still an opportunity to show all the work you've been doing across the season. All these athletes putting in so much energy, time and effort in their training, and you can see that it's starting to pay off for Nielsen from Denmark at the halfway mark. She's now broken clear, and the fast starting sculler from Turkey, Kumuk, now slipping back slightly, and that gives the Belgian and Croatian scullers a bit of an opportunity to get their baubles ahead of Kumuk from Turkey.
Yeah, there has been a mix-up here. Denmark takes the lead. Meise Oostergaard Nielsen is leading the way by 2.5 seconds, actually more than 2.5 seconds, 6/10 of a second lead. This is a great lead after the first 1,000 meters of the race.
Yeah, it's a good pace being set by Denmark's Nielsen, rowing from Ringsted Row Kayak Club in Denmark, coming here to Plovdiv and racing a brilliant B final at the moment. Behind her, it's still really close. Broska from Belgium is basically level with Mardecic from Croatia. Talking about the sculler from Turkey, Kumuk is now really starting to feel the strain just outside the picture here, but you can see on the graphic on the right-hand side corner that she is slipping back into fourth position overall, still ahead of Angelov, that's the coach of Stoyanova, the Bulgarian sculler, who is currently fifth at the moment.
So Denmark has a big lead. The Bulgarian, unfortunately for the home crowd, Rumiana Stoyanova is falling behind at the moment. Let's hope she can gather her strength for a final sprint. We are reaching the final quarter of the race.
Yeah, we're approaching the 1500 meter mark. It's still the Danish scullers' race to lose at the moment. Meise Nielsen, coached by Karsten Nielsen, himself a lightweight rower, representing Denmark on the international stage too, as we ride here with the Danish athletes looking really powerful, dynamic. You can see that she doesn't reach too far at the front end of the strokes. Her arms stay relatively close to her body when she puts the blades into the water, but it's a nice dynamic style of rowing. I really like the way she applies herself, and she is the quickest boat on the water. Behind her though, an interesting battle between these two. That's Denmark on the left-hand side. You can just about see Broska from Belgium here with the Belgium tricolore blades. She is actually really close to the Croatian sculler. That's a great tussle for places 2 and 3 at the moment.
Yes, and interesting tactic by the Croatian because she started a bit slow and then upped her tempo, and now she has a great stroke rate and is reaching for first place. I think she can manage a final sprint in this 250 meters.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Belgium can do. She's been really consistent in all her races so far, but she is trailing Croatia at the moment. Bulgaria and Turkey are locked outside of this picture, but locked in a battle of their own, basically level at the moment, whereas Croatia are really stepping it up, putting a bit more distance into Belgium as we approach the final 100 meters. It is still Meise and Nielsen from Denmark leading this. She is going to win this, but look on the left-hand side, really close between Croatia and Belgium.
Yes, clear water margin for Denmark here. Great start from Derin Kumuk from Turkey, but now she's on last place. I think there won't be any question about the winner here. Meise Ostergaard Nielsen from Denmark finishes with a clear water margin.
Yeah, ahead of Croatia's of course, Petra Mardisic. She just beats Martina Broska from Belgium into third. Fourth across the line, Rumiana Stoyanova from Bulgaria, and the Fenerbahce Rowing Club from Turkey, Derin Kumuk, finishes fifth overall in this B final.
This was an interesting B final, to say the least. We have another B final coming up next in the men's single sculls.
Yeah, I will just give you a quick order as the results of that B final in the women's single sculls that confirmed. We are going to dive straight back into the action. We have Harris from Great Britain in the B final of the men's single sculls against Kup from Hungary, Varik from Estonia, Collins from the USA, Gugole from Italy, and Pirith from Slovenia. They have already started, as we are looking at these athletes from the women's single scull B final, catch their breath.
It will be interesting to see the Italian on water. She's the youngest of the bunch starting here. Of course, he's the youngest from the bunch. He's only 16 years old.
Yeah, a really young athlete. You see that sometimes. It's interesting to see how this young Italian sculler, as we see a repeat of the start. And like all Italian scullers, or athletes actually, they are quick out of the blocks. The Italians do know how to sprint, as we have already passed the halfway mark. And it's been interesting to see with Collins from the USA leading from the start, but there's a lot of chopping and changing at the front of the field here, because outside of this picture we have Estonia, Slovenia, and of course we have the green line, Estonia, already mentioned Estonia. They are locked in a battle for the first place with Italy and Great Britain after a good push from all the athletes about 1,250 meters in. Italy and Great Britain dropping off the pack here, but the front four are really evenly matched at the moment. As you can see from this picture, already at 1500 meters gone, and you can see just how close it is at the moment. Here's Estonia in the center of your picture, Kup from Hungary right beside him, and Collins, early leader, in third position at the moment. And look, the Italians now coming back into this together with Tevs Pirith from Slovenia.
Looking at the stroke rate, I can say there's a clear favorite here because the difference is really small between the first and the third place both at the moment. Louis Harris from Great Britain is falling behind a bit by the bunch.
Yeah, he is the young sculler from Hinksey Sculling School in lane number 1. That's all the way on the right-hand side of this picture, as Estonia's Varik really pushing through now. He's a 7-time national champion already. You can see here how broad his shoulders are. Really impressive physique here by the young Estonian sculler. 8th at the Europeans in Brandenburg earlier this season. He's a good athlete on the erg, really powerful as well. At 18 years, having an erg time just above 6 minutes, and that's like a magical border on the erg. And he will be looking to break that 6-minute barrier this next season's no doubt. But they are into the Red Boy area at the moment. 250 meters to go, still Estonia's race to lose.
Let's see if he can hold his lead, because there's a big push from Hungary. From the second lane, USA isn't falling behind that much, so this will be interesting. The crowd is getting hyped up as well.
Yeah, the crowd's getting behind it, and we have seen good sprints from Kup from Hungary, and once again he shows us that he's a great sprinter, because he's absolutely flying past Varik from Estonia, who is struggling in the final 50 meters, and a good sprint by the young Italian here, right underneath our noses. Brilliant stuff by Gugole. He might actually overhaul Estonia on the line. It's going to be close. No, it's just Estonia ahead of Italy, with Kup of Hungary winning this B final. Fourth across the line, I think, was the USA, Porter Collins, and then too close for the line of places. I didn't really catch that.
You're right about that. Fantastic finish from Hungary here to win the race with a clear water margin in this final B. Karol Varik from Estonia went second. Andrea Gugole finished third, which is interesting. We talked about him at the start. And you're right, Peter Collins from USA comes fourth in this B final in the men's single sculls.
Yeah, and just ahead of Slovenia's Pirith and Louis Harris from Great Britain. And that concludes the second B final as we jump straight back into the action. We have a bit of an unusual B final lined up for you. We have the men's 8. You can see here a repeat of that start. We were expecting 3 crews to feature in this B final, but for medical reasons, the 8 from Austria has withdrawn from this B final. So we have 2 crews racing here. On the left-hand side, you can see Czechia, silver medalist last year, and they are going toe-to-toe with the individual neutral athletes in lane number 2. And there was just 1/100th of a second separating these 2 crews based on times from the heat. So it's going to be a really evenly matched race here, as the crews have already passed the halfway mark. These are still repeat images of the start where they really shot out of the blocks. And it was the early leaders, the individual neutral athletes, were the early leaders in this B final. But I can tell you, this crew is leading at the moment. Here is Czechia looking flawless. You can see how good the conditions are on the lake. Barely a ripple to speak of. The Czech crew just ahead of the individual neutral athletes, but you can see how close that margin is.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Actually, personally for me, I find the men's 8 a really amusing, really interesting race. How difficult and how different from the quadruples are the 8s? It's a really interesting discipline for the audience, I'm sure.
Well, the 8 is the fastest boat class,
yeah.
But the quad is not too far behind in terms of world best time, but it's a whole dynamic. It's a big group, 8 athletes, 1 coxer. You need to sort of make sure everybody is doing exactly the same, and we just have a little bit of a look there on Marketa Buresova, the coxswain. You can just about see her in the back of the boat. She's checking where the crew, the individual neutral athletes are, and making sure her crew remains focused and disciplined all from start to finish as they close in. We're nearly 250 meters out from the line, and you can see Czechia putting a bit more distance in. I think the Czech crew will take the win here, but we have seen a good sprint. I think the individual neutral athletes have now started sprinting. They are slightly out of the line. You can see it from this top picture. The blades of the individual neutral athletes on the top hand side of the picture actually overlapping, but I think Czechia have seen the danger and now making a move of their own.
Yeah, that's an interesting finish. The individual neutral athletes really try the sprint, but Czechia is opening a big lead, and I believe there won't be a question here, and Czechia will come first in this B final.
Yeah, well done by Czechia, but you can see how much it took out of them. A great sprint, good reaction there, led by Jan Slany in the stroke seat of the crew from Czechia, but absolutely putting it out on the water. You can see how much it took, and whereas the times were comparable from the heat between Czechia and this crew from the individual neutral athletes, in this B final it's more than 2 seconds, so that's a decent margin for Czechia.
Now we're going at the starting blocks again for the double sculls.
Yeah,
B final.
The mixed event. We saw the heats yesterday afternoon, and this is a repeat of the start. I'll give you a quick lane order. We have Honduras, Hong Kong, China, USA, Paraguay, and Morocco going out of the blocks here. And once again, we look to the center lanes for the quickest times from those heats. And I can tell you that the combination from the USA, Triple and Burton, they are currently leading, as you can see, at 500 meters gone.
The Moroccans here have a very interesting boat duo. The youngest of all starting boats here are Abdellah Lexer and Taya Lenjit.
Yeah, they are, and they are in the mix, and you can see these athletes. So a good thing to mention that all these athletes race in a different boat class here in these World Championships. So the leading crew from the USA both raced the quads yesterday, both of them racing the B final. But you can see different combinations all round. We actually have a few sweep rowers in there as well in this sculling event. For example, the crew which is rowing in second place at the moment, Hong Kong, China, with Chen and Chai. Chai in the stroke seat. He is actually from the men's pair, so he's switching sculling and rowing here on the lake in Plovdiv as we come to the halfway mark. That combination from Hong Kong, China really gelling together quite nicely. As you can see, it is the crew in red on the top of your picture as we look at the Americans here who are just about to cross that bridge and know that they are halfway done.
Yes, the Americans have a clear water advantage at the halfway mark of the competition. They're holding first place with a big margin. We shall add to that. Second place for now is for Hong Kong, China, and with the third best time at the moment, the crew from Paraguay.
Yeah, Paraguay in there, Eduardo Vasquez and Agustina Lopez. Once again, Vasquez in the bow seat, actually racing in the men's pair. So he will have raced Chai Chun from Hong Kong, China, or at least raced in that same boat class in this on this regatta. That's the 1, 2, 3. You can see the wonderful chevron formation here with the Americans leading the rest of the field out. On the far side of the lake, on the outside lanes, we have Morocco and Honduras. They are really close. If you don't see that, but from this picture, but they are dead level and locked in a race of their own for places 4 and 5. But there's really nothing to say about this American crew. You can see they're nicely together. The blades go into the water so smoothly, and especially in the double, it's really difficult to get this right. And these athletes, of course, not the same length. And in rowing, it's easier to row together if you're the same length. But this American double really making that work here.
I love the Paraguayan strength management here, because they started strong and they kept consistency throughout the race. We are reaching the final 600 meters of the race. They are trailing USA, of course, we talked about that, but they have maybe clear water advantage ahead of Hong Kong, China.
Yeah, it's a decent margin, and they can really enjoy this as this last 500 meters as they continue to stretch out. I think opening a bigger gap every single stroke, with Tripole in the bow seat there, rowing for Coastal Virginia Rowing Community, in Virginia, and then coming together with Albany Rowing Club's Dean Burton. As you can see them here looking really smooth, well connected. I really love this style. You can see in sculling, especially with crews who haven't raced too much together, you see that little bit of technical difficulty to row well together. But these two have really found something. They were, well, in the heats, they were the quickest crew to qualify for this B final, and they are rowing so well together. Burton in the stroke seat, he's off to Cornell for the lightweight division rowing at the American University, and he'll be pleased to have this margin on this crew from Paraguay, who have now slipped into second.
Looks like the Moroccans have folded the race, yet coming at the finish line, the boat from USA has a clear water advantage ahead of Paraguay. Paraguay has a big advantage ahead of Hong Kong, China, and Honduras and Morocco are out of the race.
Yeah, they are too far behind at the moment, as this crew from America still rowing that really consistent pace. They've been at this speed for most of the time, actually increasing a little bit of rate here. As you can see them coming into the final 50 meters, going for a little bit of a sprint, not really fending off any late charges from Paraguay and the crew. The crew from Hong Kong, China, but just to make sure they cap off their regatta in a good manner. A little bit of a sprint now from the athletes from Paraguay. The combination of Vasquez and Lopez across the line second, so that's 8th overall in this field. As Hong Kong, China now sprinting to the line across it, and then there's a little bit of a gap. Interesting to see what the crew from Morocco is. Well, they are sprinting, they're outside of the picture, but they are really going for it. I think Honduras at the moment just slightly ahead.
Yeah, Honduras has the lead for the moment. They're sprinting as well, yet they trailed the top trio here by a big margin.
Yeah, it wasn't their race to win, but Andrea Gabriela Ramos Castro and Felipe Villatoro Boucharurep across the line ahead of Laguisar and Lemyit from Morocco. And that concludes the last B final of the day. That's just 4 races we've had, but we now go for a little break in the program. It's nearly 9:30 in the morning here, and we dive back into the A finals at 10:05. So it's a small break from us. The first A final will be one to watch. It's the A final of the men's 8. As you can see, a little repeat here of the action here in the morning, but we have the men's 8 lined up for you, and then the women's single, the women's 8. And after the women's 8, we go into the men's single, and we finish this day's program with the mixed double sculls, the A final from the same boat class you just saw racing, and of course the big unknown at this regatta, the under 19 mixed 8, and that's going to be a huge surprise for everyone because we haven't seen these boats race at all. So lots to look forward to. Please rejoin us in 30 minutes. First A final of the day starting at 10:05.
Coming back soon.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So we're here in the grandstand and I am surrounded by athletes and supporters. They are all the way from Zimbabwe, and here I have Jason with me, who has been rowing over the last few days. So Jason, you were in the men's double. It was one of the busiest boat classes. There were so many entries. How did you get on?
We think we did really well. It's the biggest competition we've been to. It's highest level that we've competed at. And coming from such a small rowing community in Zimbabwe, our eyes have just been opened, and it's just incredible competing against such amazing athletes from different delegations.
Amazing. And how much work did you have to put into getting to the world stage?
We've worked really hard over the last month. The last 4 weeks have been really intense, training twice a day, every day. So it's been a lot.
And I'm sure that's with school on top of that as well. Like, you're all students, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so we're all so balancing a very hard thing to adjust to and to balance in general.
Great, thank you, Jason. I also have Ariana here with me. So Ariana, were you rowing over the last few days?
Yes, I did row. I rowed in the women's doubles, and it was quite an experience because, as Jason said, coming from a small place to this big regatta is such a big change. But it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Now, someone told me that you might be competing at a big event coming up.
Yes, I am. I'm competing in the Youth Junior Olympics in October in Senegal.
Amazing. So the training doesn't stop for you. You have to keep training now?
I'm probably going to have a week race and then back to it. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, it looks like you have lots of support with you here. Did all your family and friends fly over?
Some family, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, and my cousin, and then one of our other athletes' mum. So yeah, and then our 2 coaches.
Amazing. Lots of support here for you. So it looks like you're here to enjoy the racing today. Anything you're looking forward to seeing?
The men's 8s, yes.
Amazing. Well done for me.
Ей, сега ме седа си там, разбираш, една грешна стъпка.
Делят ли България в днешния последен ден на световното първенство по време на юноши и девойки до 19 години. Аз съм с Радослава, която е биш гребец и голям фен на гребането. Какво означава за всички нас за това не толкова голямо гребно общество в България да имаме отново световно първенство на нашата история.
Надявам се за напред с това световно да има нови попълнения към нашия национален отбор и за много млади таланти, които да са с красив, активен спорт.
Спортът е само красив и също така и създава много сериозни приятелства за живота. Ти самата много добре знаеш. Аз гледам с много голяма носталгия към миналото, когато имахме пълни отбори на всяка една от дисциплините. Смятам, че е възможно скоро време благодарение на всички тези усилия, които се полагат да им нещо такова.
Надявам се, наистина се надявам. Домакини сме, както сега на световно, след няколко седмици имаме Балканяда до година, пак сме домакини на световно, да имаме много състави. Айде да не кажем дисциплини, но половината ни запълнят с нашите задали.
Руми се представи много добре днес.
Уникална Руми. Всичките деца са ни уникални.
Ти спомена преди малко голямата новина, която беше обявена и от президента на Световната федерация Кристофър Ролан, олимпийски шампион, че България до година ще бъде домакин не на едно, но цели 2 световни първенства до 19 и до 23 години, отново тук в Пловдив. И това не е едно голямо събитие, което може би ще плати и ще увеличи още общността, която има.
Надявам се, наистина се надявам да имаме едно хубаво представяне на всички първенства, които предстоят за българския отбор.
Много ти благодаря, това беше Радослава. Тук от трибуните ние приключваме за сега, в очакване на финалите, които започват в 10:05. So we'll be back soon here on the grandstands with another fans and funny stuff from us.
Нарочно добавих в тази група, дето Явор беше направил. Предполагам, там така изляза. Давай, човек, това толкова как се казва, че той ще се забави.
The athletes are getting ready for their big races on the water, so we want our supporters here in the grandstand to show us your best rowing technique. Have a look at the screen over here and let's put on our row cam. Here we go. Let's show us your best rowing technique.
Време е всички да ни покажете, когато се видите на екраните, вашата гребна техника, да ни покажете можете ли да гребете или не. Виждам, че много от вас са се заровили в телефоните. Come on, guys, show us your rowing skills. Look at the screen. The camera is showing you. And just try to row. Row, row, and row. Look at this. Come on, let's. Good job. Come on, you can do it. Forza Italia. But come on, show us some rowing skills. Look at the screen there and do some rowing. So it's not a huge success with the rowing, but it's fun for everybody.
Yes, we're seeing the flags instead. That's okay. But if you see yourself on the screen, keep rowing. Show us your best rowing technique.
Много ви благодарим и сега се подготвяме за началото на финалите с 6 състезания. Ще имаме началото е точно след 6 минути.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the A finals here in Plovdiv, Bulgaria at the 2026 World Rowing Under-19 Championships. We are, after that little bit of a break now, we head back to the start, as you can see from these wonderful pictures giving us a good view of the regatta course here. We go back to the A finals after the B finals in the singles, the men's 8 and the mixed double. First on the roster is the men's 8. We have a packed A final for this boat class. We'll see them in a minute as we go back to that start here. Plovdiv here, the conditions balmy. This is one of the favorites for a medal here. This is the Romanian crew. And they are getting themselves ready and lined up, as you can see, for the start, with the crew from the USA already locked in. The volunteer there on the stern, holding that boat in place. And this is going to be a very fast and furious final. Here are the boys from Great Britain, fastest to qualify for this A final from the heats. And these are the Italians. Italy racing in lane number 1 from the outside. Silver medalist in Brandenburg at the European Under-19 Championships earlier this season. A new lineup there with Carlo Cavarallo new in this crew.
We can say something about the upcoming men's 8 because, as my colleague Tim said, the Romanians are favorites because they are European champions, but the Brits didn't participate in Brandenburg, so that's something interesting. So I believe Romania will have a lot to fight about with the Brits because they won with a clear water margin back in Brandenburg, but the Brits weren't there.
Yeah, and the Romanians having shuffled their lineup around a little bit. We'll get more on that later on. But we have the lane order for you here. Here's the crew from Great Britain, lane 3. This is Germany. Germany also in one of the center lanes, lane 4, amongst the quicker crews to qualify for this A final. and you can see the American 8 closest to us, together with the Croatians. From this picture, these wonderful drone pictures, from left to right, we have the USA, Croatia, Germany, Great Britain, Romania, and Italy. This is the crew from America. New lineup, only one returning crew member from last year's 8 who got 4th overall in Trakai. Charles Winder in the 6th seat there. You can just about see him, the first from the left-hand side with the white cap. He's the returning member, bringing that little bit of experience in this crew.
We have a packed and talented group of athletes here in the men's 8 final. We have 6 finals left of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a very short program here, but here's the lineup: Italy, Romania, Great Britain, Germany, Croatia, and the USA. Croatia with 5 returning members from the Europeans in Brandenburg earlier this season, as they are already under starters orders. And the big question here is anybody able to match the pace from Great Britain? They were by far the quickest crew to qualify, 3.5 seconds quicker than any crew here. So we're off, green light, buzzer, a patient few strokes there from the crew closest to us from the USA as they take their shell up to top speed, and the Italians, no surprise to see them leading out. A very consistent crew, but in terms of pace, as we ride here with the Romanians. Romania really strong second 500 in the heat earlier this week, and they weren't really pushed in the latter part, so we'll have to see what they can do in the final quarter of this race, as this is the crew from Croatia. As I mentioned, 5 returning members from Brandenburg, and they are in a good race here. Everybody's still close to each other, and after that really quick start, the Italians now starting to feel that little bit of the pace being set by Romania, second crew from the left, and Great Britain right beside them, as here is that crew from Germany. Fast opening crew. They have a very strong first half of this race. They're really rapid in the first K, and in the heats they had a slight fade, but they still managed to outrow the Romanians as we come already to the first timing mark at 500 meters gone.
Great start from the Brits. They were holding first place for a moment. They lost it, but they gained it again. So the first 500 meters of the race are history. Germany is following really closely the Brits. Great Britain has won this title in 2024 and 2025. But as my colleague said, they come with new crew members here.
Yeah, it's a great lineup with athletes from 4 athletes from St. Paul's and 1 each of Radley, Westminster, and St. Edwards, and of course from Hampton School in the centre, and the 2 and 4 seat we have Jack Holden and Aidan Hughes, coached by the legend Martin Cross, and he will be following this A final to see how his boys are against the world here, as Great Britain take the lead, quickest to 500 meters gone, and they are starting to eke out that little bit of a lead there. Outside of this picture, Germany going with them, currently second at the moment, really close to them, and the USA and Romania very evenly matched at the moment for the bronze medal, with Croatia and Italy slightly adrift.
Yes, the Italians have won the silver medal in Brandenburg, yet here they are falling behind. They're at 5th place, if I'm not mistaken. The USA is 4th, Great Britain holds the lead, followed by Germany, 3rd place at the moment, as it seems. Actually, as it seems, it's the USA for 3rd place, so I have to make amends here. And the Romanians are with a good tempo, the 4th bolt at the split time.
Yeah, we're flying through the first half of this race. Great Britain lead the action at the moment, and a little bit down is the crew from Germany, and you can just see how relaxed these athletes from Great Britain are, and that's a hallmark of a good crew, because if it looks easy and it goes fast, that's a great sign there, as they eke out a little bit more lead every single stroke. Germany having the work to do, Romania dropping back, that's a little bit of a surprise there. I expected a strong second 500 in their race plan, but at the moment you are right, it is the USA who sit in bronze medal position.
Looking at the stroke rates, we have to say Great Britain is doing fantastic. They open a slight margin between second place. The Germans are following closely by. way. USA is at third position at the moment. Croatia is trying to pitch in for the medals here, but Italy and Romania are falling behind.
Yeah, they are not able to keep pace with this crew from Great Britain. Just love the way these boys are rowing. It looks so relaxed, so easy. The rhythm there being set by Jonathan Miles in the stroke seat, winner at Henley with 3 other crew members in this crew from St. Paul's, and they're opening up nearly a full length. Germany a length down, the USA right behind the Germans with 500 meters to go. Croatia, we know that is a fast finishing crew, but have they left too much space? Romania and Italy a little further back, but Great Britain looks set for another title here at the under-19 men's eights.
It's not impossible, but it looks impossible in the final meters because there's almost clear water advantage for the leaders. Great Britain is doing a fantastic job, but the fight here is for second and third place, as it seems.
Yeah, silver and the bronze. This crew from Germany really starting to feel the heat from the Americans. The Americans to their left outside of this picture, but the USA are charging and are slightly quicker with 250 meters to go. The Americans are absolutely flying. You can see the Americans on the left here with Great Britain in the center. Are they going to write a little bit of history going for that hat trick in the men's 8? I think they are. Just 150 meters to go for these boys from Great Britain. I think they've done enough. They can enjoy the ride in. Huge cheers from the crowds as they start sprinting, go not really living with it, and the Americans also stepping it up. Germany now being overhauled for the silver medal. It's going to be really close for the silver and the bronze, but the gold, no doubt in my mind. Great Britain are world champions once again.
And the Americans take the silver medals.
They do indeed, and Germany absolutely spent, but with a bronze medal for their efforts. Croatia, despite that really fast finish, fourth across the line ahead of Romania and the Italians. And what an amazing race by the Brits. So much pressure for Great Britain to deliver, but they do, and it's a little bit of history there. These are the Americans absolutely spent, but it was just a few tenths of a second and a great sprint by the USA for that silver medal.
Let's say that the British gold comes with great timing, only 4/10 of a second short of World Championships best in this level set at Varese 2022 in Italy. So really great finish by the Brits, and silver medals for USA. The bronze goes to Germany in this under-19s men 8 final.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about. Stepping onto the highest stage at the under-19s and then delivering from the heat to the final. Great Britain are world champions, and yeah, just a little under half a second from the under-19 world's best time. As we look at this repeat, the Romanians, unfortunately for them, not able to produce that speed in this final. And here at 500 meters gone, it was basically level between that fast crew from Germany going with GB, trying to put a little bit of pressure on them, but in the end, and you can see by these pictures how wonderful the conditions are, as we see here. This was at halfway, and this is the point where GB really stuck the knife in and put every single stroke, put more distance between them and Germany. What a race.
Yes, it was really brilliant. Soon heading the starting blocks again. We're up for the women's single sculls final, where we have China in the People's Republic of China in lane 1. Their contestant is Yufei Guan. We have Greece in lane 2. Pascalina Murtidu is competing in lane 2. Lane 3 is for Germany, where we'll find Leonie Hauschild. Switzerland in lane 4, Olivia Lunik. Italy in lane 5, Alize Ripolsi, and rowing for the gold from lane 6 will be an individual neutral athlete, Victoria Halaskok.
Yeah, we'll see those athletes in the women's single sculls for in a few moments. This is that's a repeat of the finish for GB, and you can see how much it meant to them. brilliantly executed race, very consistent through the middle part of this race, and pushing on and rowing to their strength. In the end, it was a healthy margin, and USA sprinting them down, but too little, too late. Here is that lineup for the A final of the women's single sculls. Juan, Muriatidu, Hauschild, Lönig, Ribolzi and Halaskok. And Halaskok closest to us in the, with the bow number 6. As this young athlete from the People's Republic of China, Huang Yifei, just 16 years of age, and rowing an A final here at the Under-19 World Championships. One of the favorites here in lane number 3, as we skip past Pashalina Muratidou from Greece, Leonie Hauschild, together with the Italian here, the European gold medalist from Brandenburg, and Vittoria Halaskok, combining beach sprints and classical rowing. You can see she is absolutely ready for it. We're just a minute away from the start, and a completely different dynamic here compared to the 8s. The 8s, very crowded event at the start, and these are just 6 athletes trying to refine their focus into that bubble and only thinking about the race plan they are going to execute on the 2,000 meter course here.
Yesterday there were a lot of Romanian medals, same as in Brandenburg. They were the best nation there with most golden medals, if I recall correctly. What do you expect to see at the end of the racing day?
Oh, that's a difficult question. A few more medals for Germany, I think. We'll see. All athletes now called to attention by the umpire. And we're off for the A final of the Under-19 women's single sculls. Nice, clean, even start all round as the athletes take it up the rein. High rates at the moment, so out that starting procedure and getting those bow balls out in front. This is the Greek athlete, European bronze medalist Pashalina Muratidou in lane number 2, but quickest out of the blocks, as you can see by the graphic. That is the European champion from Brandenburg, Alizé Ribolzi, as we ride with Swiss Olivia Lönig from Seeklub Kusnacht in Switzerland. And she did really well in the semi-final to qualify for one of the center lanes. She actually out-sprinted the Italian European gold medalist for the win here. As you can see, the Italian here still up at that really high rate of striking.
A very even start here. Of course, the Italian holds the lead at the moment, but the first 250 meters, I can say all of the contestants are in for the medals. Very slight margins at the start, yet the Italian is pushing on and is trying to open a lead between second place and first place. Alizé Ribolzi is heading into the 500 meter marks as a leader, followed by, as it seems, the Greek contestant Pashalina Muratidou.
Yeah, and the Italian doing exactly the same race plan we saw her execute in the previous races. Fast first 500, and she is a good sprinter in the final 500 too, but her relative weak spot is that middle K, where she's not really able to maintain that high, consistent boat speed in the middle of the race. But you can see how much damage she has done. This is a slightly bigger margin at 500 than she had in the semi-final, with Muratidou from Greece going with her, currently in silver medal position, and Halaskok, the individual neutral athlete, in bronze medal at the moment. But we're just 500 meters in, and we know Halaskok is a really consistent athlete. She prefers to be very smooth in her race plan, not too big of a sprinter, but to be fair, we didn't see her sprint all out in her semi-final because she was safe to qualify for this A final. So perhaps a little bit more to expect from Halaskok in lane number 1.
The young Chinese contestant, we have to say, is falling behind for the moment, but not that much. She's trying to keep up the tempo with all of the others, so congratulations to her for doing that. I believe she can manage to catch up the group. The Italian is still holding the lead. Ribolzi has maybe 2-second gap between her and second place. We'll see at the split time any moment now. 800 meters of the race are done and dusted.
Yeah, we're approaching halfway, and the two athletes in the center lane, Switzerland and Germany, Lönig and Hauschild, they have a different race plan compared to the Italian, who is still leading this A final, especially Hauschild from Germany. She rode a negative split in the semi-finals, which means she is quicker in the second kilometer compared to the first kilometer. And it's a similar picture from the semi-finals, and I expect Germany to, well, increase her speed relative to this front runner from Italy now coming into view underneath the bridge, Ribolzi from Italy. She's still leading, and it's well, it's several lengths of clear water, so that's a big ask by both Switzerland and Germany to get back into this. And at the moment, Ribolzi gold medal position, and it's really close between Muriatidu and Halaskog for the silver and the bronze, and Leonie Hauschild now pushing on, going with her. Olivia Lönig from Switzerland trying to increase her rate as well and get back into the medal places.
I believe you're right about Halaskog, though we're reaching the crucial moment of the race, so maybe she'll try to do a sprint there. She's been known to manage her strength very well, and let's see if that will be enough for a sprint or someone else, maybe not Halaskog, can try to challenge Ribolzi. At the moment, it doesn't seem like it. So Ribolzi heads into the final meters of the race, final 750 meters of the race with a lead.
Yeah, Ribolzi still rowing with that dynamic 35 strokes a minute, where she has been more or less for the entire middle K now. And I almost feel bad saying that she doesn't have a good middle 1,000, because she's really showing what she is capable of here, still maintaining that gap with only Greece and the individual neutral athletes trying to keep pace, but still clear water. And behind this European gold medalist from Italy, it's getting really close now, because both Germany and Switzerland now pushing on in that third quarter of the race. You can just see Olivia Lönig from Switzerland into view, and she's really making a move now for the medals. She's currently tied for the bronze medal, and going with her is this athlete on the right-hand side on the top of your picture, Hauschild from Germany. So all these crews really pushing on in this crucial part of the race, but still the European gold medalist leading the charge with 500 meters to go.
Yes, fantastic timing by Alice Ribolzi, reaching the final quarter of the race. She has a big lead, 7.5 second lead ahead of Olivia Lönig from Switzerland. So the Swiss contestant is trying to push on here for the silver medal. I believe the battle will be for silver and bronze.
I would say this is a race-winning lead if Ribolzi can keep this up. She was out-sprinted in the semi-final by Lönig from Switzerland, but nearly 8 seconds now, and she doesn't look to be tiring. She is looking to Germany and Switzerland, who are locked in the battle for the silver and the bronze, together with Greece and Halaskog, the individual neutral athlete. The only athlete outside of the medal contention is China. Huan dropped in that middle 1,000, as you can see how close it is here by this picture here, with Lönig from Switzerland now really motoring through. You can see here she's taking a look at Hauschild from Germany, who is now pushing on for the bronze medal, which is still in the hands of the European bronze medalist from Greece, Muriatidu, who's still clinging on but struggling a bit.
Yet the best stroke rate still remains for the leader. The Italian Alice Ribolzi is doing great, holding her lead. She has a clear water advantage ahead of everyone else. The battle for silver and bronze is on the way at the moment, but the golden medal, as it seems, will be for Alice Ribolzi. At least I have this feeling, because there are 200 meters left. The crowd is going wild, because there are a lot of Italians as well in the crowd.
Ribolzi carried by the crowd here. Just a few more strokes to go, and what an amazing performance. She saved the best for last, across the line. Gold medalist, world champion in the single, Alice Ribolzi from Italy, and Lönig out sprinting the Germany and Greece on the far side for the silver. too close to call for the bronze yet, but if I were a betting man, I'd put it on Muratidou from Greece. I think she just got her bow ball in front of Hauschild from Germany, with Juan Yufei from the People's Republic of China completing this a final. And here is confirmation that Greece took that bronze medal. And as we have a look at Germany's Leonie Hauschild, and she is absolutely knackered. She really put it out there, but it wasn't enough for a medal, which is really harsh, but she gave it her all, and she can find a little bit of comfort in that. With, well, Victoria Halaskog fifth, ahead of Juan from the People's Republic of China, but what a great race. Not something I expected based on the semi-finals, with Ribozzi really saving the best for last and treating us to, well, a 6.5 second difference from the gold to the silver medal here. And these are the repeat pictures of the start. Good start by Leonie here, and here's Juan from China.
The Italian was really consistent all the way through, from the beginning to the end of the race.
But here the damage had already been done at the first 500. She opened up clear water margin, and despite her middle 1,000 not being the quickest in yesterday's semi-final, she really pulled something out of her hat and rode well above her level from the semi-finals. And this was about halfway, or just about 1,500. And you can just look at that gap, and she was just able to enjoy that last 500 meters in, keeping a close eye on the rest. But here it is, well, 2.5 lengths of clear water. Brilliant victory for Italy as we go to the medal ceremony for the men's eights.
Yes, we'll have a final in 10 minutes time in the women's eight, but now the ceremony for the men's eight. The final A was really brilliant. The bronze medals went to Germany, the silver medals went to USA. This was the big fight here, and the gold went to Great Britain.
Yeah, Germany, same result as last year in Trakai. They got the bronze medal there as well, and here outsprinted by the USA at the very last. The World Rowing Council member Axel Müller here handing out the medals. As we go through the order there with Tomasino, Engelmann, Jorunscheid, Große Beilage, De Boer, Berkemeyer, Haag, Rückelmeier and Ella Lutz in the stroke seat of that crew, coached by Jannik Brug. Here are the silver medalists from the USA, with Stanton, Caldwell, Ward, Kalman, Mansfield, Winder, the returning athlete from last year, and not finishing on the medal podium last year. It's good for him to be rewarded with a medal, together with Ethan Pirigi and Cole Martin, who stroked the American eight.
They're congratulated by the Deputy Mayor for Sport, Youth Activities and Social Policy, Nikolai Bukhalov, of course, two-time Olympic champion from Barcelona 1992. He won 2 golden medals in 2 days. Actually, yesterday was the 34th year anniversary after his great success. He's a canoeing legend here.
Yeah, you can just see him here on the left-hand side of the medal podium as we go to the new world champions from Great Britain, completing that hat-trick with Earl, Petro, Holden, Hughes, aware that they've made history as well. With Monty Sunderland from Radley in the 5 seats, together with an All St. Paul's Stern of Turner, Tons, Miles, and Nathaniel Barnes, who was coxing that crew from Great Britain. Here he is, one of the GB cox, and also getting his present from Nikolai Bukhalov.
It's great to see the podium filled with talent.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see, and I'm sure we'll see many of these athletes for the years to come. This is only the start of their international rowing career. Some have been here on this world rowing stage before, but I'm sure we'll see a lot of them in the future. And as we mentioned yesterday, there's a good chance we're looking at future Olympians here. As, all the crews here congratulated by the crowd. The grandstand absolutely filled to the brim here. This is a very happy supporter from GB.
We have to give it to the Brits in this race. They were outstanding from start to finish.
Yeah, absolute class of the field. Really quick opening 500, and then they were able to maintain that speed really consistently from the 500 meters gone all the way to the finish. And to top it all off, a little bit of a sprint from GB. But here are the new world champions from GB. You can see that some of the athletes not quite recovered just yet from their efforts as we await the national anthem of Great Britain.
Jonathan Mills and Camille Barnes.
So Great Britain did it again, as in 2024, 2025, and they are world champions in 2026.
Big round of applause there for all our medalists. World champions Great Britain, together with the silver medalist from the USA and a bronze medalist from Germany. Great step up from the crew from the USA compared to last year. Of course, a whole new lineup, but wonderful silver medal for them. We enjoy these pictures, all the athletes having their photos taken. We move slowly but surely back to the action at the start. Next, a final on the course is the final of the under-19 women's eights. As these men's eights are recorded for eternity here in Plovdiv, Bulgaria. And I'm sure great memory for all of them. 3 minutes out from the next A final, and quite something to look forward to as we, as you can see, we go back to the start. And here is the lineup for that A final. The United States of America in lane number 1. They'll be furthest away from the camera angle. Germany, Romania, Great Britain, and closest to the camera we find the crew from Italy.
5 crews here rowing for gold in the women's 8.
Yeah, this will be one to watch. Compared to the men's 8, there were heats earlier in the week. These athletes have raced against each other in the preliminary race, and although sometimes the result of that race is a good predicting race for the A final, sometimes it's not. So we'll have to wait and see. Here are the 5 finalists for the under-19 women's 8. As I mentioned previously, Italy here with the bow number 4, closest to us. European under-19 silver medalist from Brandenburg. This is one crew to watch, the USA. Slightly slowish out of the start in the race, the preliminary race, but they show real consistent pace after that. This is Romania.
What are you looking forward to in this race? It's really interesting. Only two of the crews won't be going home with a medal today.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to the Romanian crew, the European champions in Brandenburg, and they won that gold medal by 7 seconds. Mind you, Great Britain, which we saw a few seconds ago, are the defending champion for this boat class from Trakai last year, but they weren't in Brandenburg, so it will be interesting to see what Great Britain is able to do. And Germany also, I think, a crew to watch here. Italy closest to us, fast starting crew, but perhaps not able to keep that consistent pace, although I said that about the gold medalist from Italy in the women's single, Alizé Ribozzi, just a few minutes ago, and I was proven wrong. So I hope the Italians have something of a surprise for us in this A final.
The Italians will forgive you if they win gold here. They were silver medalists in Brandenburg at the European Championships. Let's see how they do here. They only have one crew change here in Plovdiv from their silver winning Brandenburg race.
Yes, and the green light, the buzzer. We're underway for the A final of the Under-19 Women's Eights. Fast and furious start all round. And we look to the crews in the center lanes, but you can see from the rate that the crew from Romania really going out with a clear intent. Germany also up there in the high 40s. The Italians taking it up to more than 50 strokes a minute for a few seconds there as we ride with the German crew. Germany also a crew to watch. Fast opening crew here. Like most German crews, they have a very strong first kilometer. And here are the European gold medalists from Brandenburg, Romania. We'll see what they have in store for us. And they, in the preliminary race, they led more or less from the first timing mark all the way to the finish. But a great first 250 here by Germany sees them leading out by about a quarter of a length.
The USA is falling behind at the moment. All other boats are in contention for the first three places. Interestingly, only 350 meters of the race are gone and dusted, and yet the USA is a boat length behind.
Yeah, and it's an interesting strategy for Germany because rationally, they may know that they are not the favorites to win the gold medal here, but they have to go out with the intent to win the gold. And indeed, at 500 meters gone, Germany lead Romania by a quarter of a second, and already the damage is being done here. Great Britain, bronze medal position, nearly 3 seconds down at the first timing mark. Italy right behind the crew from Great Britain, and the USA, not the quickest crew out of the blocks, just like the preliminary race, and we'll see if they can claw back some of the deficit. But at the moment now, Romania really showing through.
Yeah, I talked about the Romanians earlier. Let's see if they can get a gold here, because they are consistent, they have the best stroke rate at the moment, and they are leading the way. Actually, the Italians started raising the tempo a bit, so let's see if they can go in contention for the medals. Germany is following Romania closely. Great Britain, for the moment, is with the third best time.
Yeah, Germany now settling into that middle race pace. Obviously, that high pace not being sustainable for the whole 2,000 meter course. As we approach the halfway mark, Romania really efficient, and you can see the Romanians here again, like the GB men's 8 we saw in the A final just a few moments ago. This crew from Romania looks really loose and well connected at the front end of the stroke, and that's crucial for an 8, that you move, all the 8 athletes move together to really pick up that boat every single stroke. And you can see how that rhythm there being set in the stroke seat by Madalina Dumitri Usarciuk, and that's a clear water margin already at halfway. Germany still silver medal position, GB at the bronze medal position, but Italy just over a second and a half down on Great Britain. USA, you can just about see the United States of America on the right-hand side of this picture in 5th overall, but it will be interesting to see how far the Romanians can actually increase their lead, with Germany well, still at that 36, 35 strokes a minute. Romania slightly higher, being that little bit more efficient at that slightly higher rate as they increase their lead, and the Italians now closing the gap to the crew from Great Britain, but still a healthy margin for GB for the bronze medal here.
If the Romanians continue this way and finish the race the way they passed through the halfway mark at the split time, I'm sure of it, they will be able to set the new World Championships best time.
Your conditions are good for fast times. The under 19 World Championships best at the moment is from the USA, from Varese, Italy, 2022, with a 6:12.16. We'll keep a close eye on the split times as we come down the course, as we move into the final quarter of this race. Romania still looks strong. I think Germany, slightly better performance than the preliminary race we saw earlier this week, and there's a little bit of overlap now. So actually the Germans coming that little bit closer, because it was a full length at 1,000, and I think Great Britain making a brilliant defensive move here to fend off Italy for that bronze medal at the moment.
Yeah, the USA is falling behind a lot here. We can say they're out of contention. Of course, they look like that at the moment, but the medals are up for grabs now. The Romanians are holding the lead still, followed by the Germans. The Germans have a good stroke rate and are trying to put up a fight for gold. Great Britain holds third place at the moment. Let's see if the Italians can catch up the bunch.
Yeah. Germany and Romania, in terms of pure speed, evenly matched, but that of course means that Germany isn't really getting closer to the gold medal, now firmly in the grasp of the Romanian women's eight. I think GB, good defensive push there. Italy dropping back a little bit, so GB look good for a bronze medal here, but Germany now sprinting and closing down the gap. We have 100 meters to go, and Germany really stepping it up now, and that's a great turn of pace. Carla Zanchuk in the stroke seat, really taking her girls with her at high rate of striking. They are shortening up every single stroke, and Romania still clinging on to half a length now with just 5 more strokes, well, 3 more strokes to go for Romania as they come across the line. World champions in the women's eight. Romania, it's well, 3/4 of a length nearly, and well, a very happy crew from Germany to take the silver medal just behind Romania, and fast sprint clear water margin for the bronze for Great Britain.
The Romanians didn't manage to set the best time at this level, but this doesn't matter at all. So they are world champions and they win gold medals here in front of Germany. The Germans deservedly so finished second, and we will take the silver medals home, and Great Britain finished third, and also will feature in the podium today.
Yeah, here we are, 16:02 for Romania, and it was I really enjoyed seeing Germany crossing the line. I think they really went out fast, got themselves stuck to the crew, the 8 from Romania, and really able to keep piling on and really racing well for that silver medal, and big hugs all around here. Wonderful pictures here as the USA last year not in the A final here, but 5th overall is the result. Oh, they were actually silver medalists last year, I stand corrected, but it's a whole different lineup. So that crew from the USA, basically from the 500 meters gone, they had a really tough job of getting onto the medal podium. And this is this is the formal results. Germany just under 2.5 seconds down, and the Romanian crew set that infernal pace from the second 500 meters onwards. As we have a repeat of the start. This is these are the new world champions from Romania. You can see how focused that crew was, and this is that little shot of Germany. And this is where the lead basically changed. Germany had it their way up into the first quarter, and then Romania really powered through, pushing out to a full length. But in the end, Germany doing really well to maintain that little bit of an overlap, as you can see here at the 1,000, nearly breaking clear water between Romania and Germany. But Germany stepping it up into the third quarter, still clinging on, and then in the end it was 3/4 of a length for this crew from Romania, new world champions. As you may be able to hear, there is a medal ceremony going on just outside of the picture here, but Pashalina Muratidou from Greece is being handed her medal by World Rowing Executive Committee member Matthias Binder.
Of course, the president of the Bulgarian Rowing Federation is there as well, Svilen Neikov, who is an absolute legend as well. We have to say that he coached his wife to the Olympic gold back in the days, in the 2008 Olympic Games. She was a famous rower, Rumiana Neikova.
Yep, still holder of the world best time in the single. That we had a quick shot of Pashalina Muratidou from Greece, and we had Olivia Löhne from Switzerland, silver medalist. But this is the new world champion in the women's singles sculls, Alice Ribolzi from Italy. An amazing race, and we hear the Italian anthem. One of my favorite anthems, the Italian anthem. Great tune as we honor our medalists from the women's single sculls. And she was singing all the way, Alice Ribolzi from Italy.
This is a strange thing to say, being Dutch and all.
Well, you can be a fan of a national anthem, not your own. I'm sure we'll not hear the Wilhelmus from the Netherlands here at these under-19 World Championships, so I'll take whatever I can.
Up next for us is the men's single sculls A final, which will be very interesting.
Yeah, we have a great A final, and once again, based on semi-final performances, I think 5 of these athletes have a chance of joining us on the victory ceremony pontoon in about 15 minutes time. Here are Ivar Lipis from Lithuania, Iason Muselimis from Greece, Rafael Arkadius Pinch from Norway, Sepp Driesen from Belgium, together with Oskar Müller from Germany and Remy Christ from Switzerland. And we saw the semi-finals, and that was a great showing. And of course, we mentioned yesterday during the semi-finals that that race is a make or break for all the athletes, because you can either go to the A final, have a chance of racing for the medals, or race the B final. The B finals, of course, earlier today. Here is Lithuania's Ivar Lipis, winner of the B final in Brandenburg earlier this season. I think he did brilliant to qualify for this A final. Here is Iason Muselimis from Greece, looking cool and calm and collected. Rafael Arkadius Pinch from Norway. Interesting race plan. He has a strong first 500, but he has a really strong finish. He outsprinted Germany in the semi-final to qualify for one of the center lanes. We had a quick look at Sepp Driesen from the Koninklijke Roeivereniging Sport Gent in the other favored center lane. Here's Germany's Oskar Müller. And last but certainly not least, we get a quick look at Seeklub Biel's athlete from Switzerland, Remy Christ, as we here he is. as we already hear the heartbeat, which means I think we're on the starters' orders already. Here is the roll call.
Norway, Belgium, Germany, Switzerland, attention.
There goes the start.
Yeah, good start all round. You could see Remy Chris from Switzerland closer to the camera actually creeping up for that first stroke, and he takes it up the rein. High rate of striking all round. Good speed here, and expect a good 500 from this man. An opening 500 from Pinch from Norway, from Kristiansand Rowklubb, a well-known club here. Many of these athletes rowing for the bigger clubs in their nations, as we ride with the Belgian van de Koninklijke Roeivereniging Sport Gent, Seb Driessen. Great performance all round through the heats and the quarter and semi-finals to end here in the A final. He has a good chance of getting a medal here today, but the early leader at the moment is the European gold medalist from Brandenburg, and then of course I'm talking about Iason Mouselimis from Greece.
He has a coastal rowing experience as well, having competed at the 2025 World Rowing Beach Sprint Finals. Norway's Rafael Arkadiusz Pinch was not far from Mouselimis at the European Championships in Brandenburg as well.
Yeah, and many of these athletes, of course, having raced each other here in Plovdiv, also raced against each other in the earlier regattas in the season. Early leader at 500, still Mouselimis from Greece, but now rowing into the frame is Driessen from Belgium. They are dead level coming into the second 500, and I think Seb Driessen actually now moving into the lead, and indeed he does, by a whisker ahead of Mouselimis of Greece, and behind them really close between Switzerland, Germany and Norway. Ivar Lipis from Lithuania slightly adrift, but not outside of medal contention yet. But the two front runners, the clear front runners, starting to separate themselves every single stroke. Driessen and Mouselimis from Belgium and Greece at the moment.
Slight margins here, as we can see. The Greek contestant and the Belgian one are switching positions for first place several times. Now the Greek is leading the way, the European champion Iason Mouselimis from Greece, followed closely by Seb Driessen from Belgium. For now, I think there's a slight battle between Norway and Germany for third place.
Yeah, that's also one to watch, and of course Driessen and Mouselimis racing against each other in the semi-final to qualify for this A-final. And what struck me then was that the Belgian sculler had a quick opening 500, as we have seen just now, but he was really consistent from 500 meters gone all the way to the finish. Whereas Mouselimis from Greece had a slight fade compared to Belgium. He was really quick. They were amongst the quicker crews to qualify, but not the quickest of them all, because now just outside of the frame here, Pinch from Norway was actually a few seconds faster than Greece and Belgium in his semi-final. And I expect him to get closer to the front of the race here. Currently he's in bronze medal position, or very close to bronze medal position, because Müller from Germany is still in the mix for the medals. The Ruderverein Wandsbek from Hamburg rower, you can see him with the white bucket hat. That's 4 crews now for 3 medals, and you can see how close it is between Norway and Germany at the moment. But Greece now having a little bit of a march on the Belgian sculler Seb Driessen.
Let's see if Remy Christ can catch up to the leaders and try to creep in for at least third place. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Leading the way, the Greek contestant Iason Mouselimis, the European champion, followed closely by the Belgium contestant Seb Driessen, and third place at the moment for Norway. Norway's Rafael Arkadiusz Pinch, who finished second in Brandenburg. Let's see if he can take a bigger lead because the German is falling behind at the moment, maybe with a better stroke rate than Pinch.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out. This man here, Muselimis from Greece, looks really good in this third quarter of the race. Nice dynamic rhythm here, quite upright in his style, but good connection there between the leg drive and opening his back. And he actually, you could just see him going for a small change of gear. He really is nailing that race plan as he comes through the 50 or comes close to the 1500 meter mark. He's aggressively racing against Belgium, and you can just see in the background that Norway is creeping up on Belgium with 500 meters to go. I have a feeling that Müller from Germany hasn't got much more to give and go for a medal here, but this is impressive stuff by Iason Muselimis.
It was really interesting to see Muselimis taking a peek at the coach who is nearby, and maybe this is the tactic. This was the tactic all along. He's starting to change the gear, as you said, and opening a gap between second place. 3 seconds looks like a lot to compensate.
Muselimis has looked at the telemetry from the semi-finals, no doubt, and he knows that Pinch from Norway doesn't have the fastest middle 1,000, but is a good sprinter in the last 500 meters. So the young Greek scholar here will race aggressive to make sure he has that little bit of a cushion to make sure he has a margin come the finish line, as Pinch from Norway is now really powering through, closing the gap to this man from Greece, with Seb Driessen from Belgium firmly in the bronze medal position. Müller from Germany closest to this trio of amazing scholars, but look at him go. You can see this is the battle for the gold and the silver. Has Greece done enough? Muselinis still comfortable, 100 meters to go.
Looking at him, he doesn't want there to be a battle at all. He's trying to step up the tempo, and he's opening good advantage, maybe not clear waters yet, but I believe if he stays consistent, the Norwegian won't be able to catch him for gold. So at the moment, Iason Muselimis is going to be a world champion here, followed closely by the Norwegian Rafael Arkadiusz Pinch, and it's official, the Greek contendant takes gold, silver medal for Norway's Pinch, and third place
Seb Driessen from Belgium, and look at how much the sheer elation here of Iason Muselimis, and he adds another gold medal to his collection, having won European gold in Brandenburg. This is a gold on the world stage. Here's the silver medalist from Norway, Christian Sands Roklap, Rafael Pinch, and doing what he did best, and not fazed by this man from Germany, Oskar Müller. Did well to stay in contact with the leading crews, but in the end not enough to get on the podium. And Seb Driessen just outside of the picture here, really recovered. You can just about see him from our commentary position, but happy with the bronze medal. I think he knew that the gold medal was unattainable, but he did really well to get a medal for the Belgium squad. We'll wait for official confirmation. Switzerland, Remy Christ, just ahead of Ivar Lipis, by the way, from Lithuania, and that rounds off the podium. And amazing race. Again, the semi-final result between Belgium and Greece not being a good predictor for this final, with Iason Muselimis really producing something special here to win the gold and become under-19 men's single world champion here. As you can see him, I love the aggressive style of his racing, and he was so aggressive with his race plan as well, really going out fast when he wanted to making sure nobody got close to him.
As our viewers saw just brief moments ago, we'll soon have a ceremony. The ceremony will be for the women's 8. Really fantastic weather at the moment. Of course, the temperature is rising a bit, yet it's still under 30 here in Plovdiv.
Yeah, race hotting up. Here are the bronze medalists from Great Britain, being handed their medal by Anna-Marie Phelps, World Rowing Vice President.
Yes, she'll be accompanied by Miss Vesela Lecheva, who is a two-time silver medalist from the Seoul Games in '88 and from Barcelona in '92 in shooting.
Yeah, and,
shooting.
and president of the Bulgarian Olympic Committee. You can see her here on the left-hand side handing the flowers to GB, Hannah Palin, Freya Koop, Florence Groos, Eliana Yap, Mia Tons, Annunciata Inks, Aliana Hull, Alice Dargu, and Cox Charlie Watkins. As we go straight to the German silver medalists, I'll just give you a quick seat-by-seat introduction. We have Hannah Eickert, Johanna Tibes, Kaitlin Morton, Mathilda Theresa Wendler, Emilia Kreuz, Pia Hagel, Maike Matthijs, and Carla Zajung in the stroke seat, and that was all coxed by the experienced Mia Sophie Valesh. You can just about see her now. She's in a quick handshake with Anne-Marie Phelps there, and we now go to the new world champions, adding another gold medal from the Europeans in Brandenburg. Here is the crew from Romania with Teodora Sandu, Carolina Panuta, Eliana Bianca Nitu, Maya Renata Bumbac, Elena Denisa Baciu, Mariana Kasu, Angela Gabriela Kazaku. You can just about see her now into the frame. That crew was stroked by Madalina Dumitri Ursaciuk, and she really provided a bulletproof rhythm from start to finish for her crew, together with Sara Marina Vasca, the cox, who made sure that Romanian crew executed the race plan from start to finish to perfection. Quick handshakes all round. Love this, the sportsmanship. Here is a repeat of the finish. Good three-quarters margin for Romania to become world champions ahead of Germany.
We still have a bit of fun left. We have two fantastic finals coming up in the juniors mixed doubles and in the mixed 8.
Yeah, we some of these athletes, which we have been, well, we've had the privilege to enjoy their very, very best here. We see them in the finals to come. And once again, like with the women's quad yesterday, the Romanians sneaking in a Romanian flag with them to celebrate.
Yeah, the Romanians are well prepared to take medals here in Plovdiv.
Well prepared and confident.
Yeah.
Really great to see them prepping like the way they do. Here are the world champions getting their moment in the sun here in Plovdiv, Bulgaria. Waiting for the Italian announcer to announce that they are indeed the world champions. Congratulations to Romania.
And now we'll hear the Romanian anthem.
Yeah, we'll hear that Romanian anthem, not for the first time this weekend. And looking to the rest of the races we still have, it's not impossible that we hear it once more.
Or twice.
Twice, yeah, it's a possibility. We'll have to wait and see.
Please join us for the national anthem of Romania. Plovdiv.
So coming up next in a few short minutes, we'll have the under-19s double sculls junior mix A finals. We'll have Moldova in lane 1, Hungary in lane 2, Germany in lane 3, Italy in lane 4, Romania in lane 5, and Ukraine in lane 6. This is our second to last.
Yeah, second to last race, and first time this under-19 mixed double is featured in the World Championships, having been formally introduced last year in Shanghai at the senior level. That start is still a few minutes away, but we saw an amazing race in the B final by the USA. But these are the crews that have qualified through yesterday's heats in the afternoon. So Germany, Ukraine, and Romania qualifying from the first heat, together with Italy, Hungary from the second, and Moldova, the crew you just saw, qualifying based on a time. They were just slightly quicker than the Americans in their heat, and Hong Kong, China in the other. This is the crew from Germany, one of the center lanes. That German crew was really strong in their heat. They led from start to finish. This is the crew from Italy, also in one of those favored center lanes. Roberta Romani and Elia Bressan. You can see Elia in the stroke seat there. And it's interesting to see these crews having a different lineup. I really do enjoy the Romanian combination of Sebastian Consta Lupu and Sonia Theodora Bita in the stroke seat, but the crews, some crews opting for the male athlete in the stroke seat, while others quite consistently, we saw a similar picture in Duisburg at the under-23 World Championships, most crews opting for the female athlete to sit in the stroke seat and set the rhythm, with the male athlete in the bow seat, providing a little bit of support while the women lead the action from the stroke seat.
How do you find this discipline, the mixed double here?
It's a developing race. They're under starters orders. We'll get more into that, but it's great to see that the level of racing is really rising as we come through this tournament. So you can actually see improvement from the heats to the B final, from which we saw earlier today. And I'm sure these athletes had a little bit more opportunity to get used to each other, because this is not a usual lineup for these athletes. Of course, they have their own event. All these athletes raced in other boat classes. That has to be so. They need to race in another boat class to be able to row in this mixed boat class. And so there's a little bit of fatigue in the legs, but also another opportunity from the heats to get more used to each other, as we have a look at the Germans of Benz and Wulk. And that crew is really nicely together. You can see how synchronized the blades are when they enter the water, and a good start from Germany too, racing from lane number 3. Quick crew from the heats, and they are, well, they would be my favorite for the gold medal, but there's still a long way to row.
There's something interesting about the next two starts, at least interesting for me, maybe interesting for the audience as well. I don't know if the athletes have given it any thought, but their finishing times for the day will be the best in this discipline, because it's the first time they're here in the World Championships.
Yeah, that's true.
So it will be a starting
perfectly
point.
right. This will be the starting point for a world best time, and this being the first time at under 19s, these crews have a chance to row themselves into the history book as the first world champion in this boat class. At the moment, we've just passed 500 meters gone, and it is Germany ahead of Hungary and Romania for the gold, silver, and the bronze. But as you saw by that side-by-side picture, it's really close. Ukraine, a fast starting crew, and they were out-sprinted in the heat but they did qualify for this A final. But the Ukrainian crew in lane number 6 has a good sprint in their back pockets. As we see this overview in the center of your picture, we have the Romanians with Lupu and Bita, and right next to Romania, that crew from Ukraine I just mentioned of Sivko and Harvrak.
Germany still leading the way here. Looking at it, the Hungarians are second, followed by the Italians. The Romanian crew here is also doing very good. The Ukrainians at the moment, Sivko and Kravachak, are falling behind, but not that much at the 800 meter mark. Soon we'll see the split timings at the 1000 meters.
Yeah, this is an amazing race by Germany. I think they are trying to copy what they did in the heat, but they haven't really fared well. They raced the Romanians in their heat, so they know what that crew is capable of. But like I mentioned, all these crews will have a very steep learning curve about how to race this boat class as we row underneath the bridge. So we're close to halfway. Germany still leading. And it is indeed Anori Laurin Benz in the bow seat, first across the halfway mark, but really close with Hungary, the crew from Italy as well in there. And Romania slightly off the pace now, with Moldova and Ukraine also slipping back slightly. But you can see by this picture how close it is for the medals, with at least 4 crews for 3 medals. And I'm not sure I'm ready to write off Moldova and Ukraine just yet.
Yeah, that will be an interesting finish of the race. The Germans still leading the way. Let's see if they can manage to hold the gold until the very end of the competition. The Germans are followed closely by the Italians, but see how Romania are managing their strength at the moment, reaching the 1,200 meter mark. The Romanians are stepping up the tempo. They have a good stroke rate, and I believe soon they'll pass the Hungarians for 3rd place.
Yeah, I think that's a great push and a great call there. Germany's still leading. You saw by that shot that it is slightly more tense in the shoulders than you would want to. They're really low down, the Germans, which means they really use their leg drive, not really opening their backswing. Especially for Anori Benz there in the bow seat, being a little bit more, well, quite a bit taller than Kaya Bulk, who is sitting in front of him. But Germany's still making that boat move really nicely through the water. They're still in the lead, and they have to keep a close eye left and right for the crew from Hungary and Italy. Not far off the pace at the moment. Romania also close to it, and you could just about see the bow from Moldova with the number 1 still not dropped at the moment. Italy now silver medal position ahead of Hungary.
Very interesting race, to say the least. Roberta Romani and Elia Bressan are holding the 2nd place for now, but look at how the Hungarians and Romanians are trying to catch up with them. I think they might have something in the tank left for the final quarter of the race.
Yeah, I think they are saving something, but if they are going to sprint to the line, they may as well start that sprint right about now, because we're just 300 meters out from the line, and Germany still look really solid out in front. A little look there by Kaya Bulk to her left, and that's a look towards the Italian double beside them of Roberta Romani and Elia Bressan, who are raising the rate and are stepping it up now. now with 250 meters to go. They are really going for it.
I believe they don't look that confident as they were earlier today, because the Italians and the Romanians are pushing for first place. This will be a battle until the final meters of the race.
Yeah, Germany led from the start, and they are still in the lead now, but look at the charge unfolding. Germany pushing on, but so is Hungary. The Italians also going for a medal here. Romania sprinting out of their skins high in the 40 strokes a minute. I think Germany have done just about enough to cling on for the gold, but Silva still undecided with 2 strokes to go. Germany will become the first world champions in the under-19 mixed double sculls. And fantastic finish by the Italians. I don't know, I think the Italians may have clinched the silver medal.
I believe they did in the final meters of the race.
I think you're right, ahead of the Hungarian crew, and yeah, and this seems to confirm that picture we have here. But such an amazing performance by Germany, leading from start to finish. The Hungarians delighted with their medal. Marton Mezosi in the bow seat there, having a little bit of a celebration, and what a race they were in. And the Italians now indeed confirmed just a 1/10 of a second ahead of the Hungarian bronze medalists. And what a race. That was a great inaugural A-final of the under-19 mixed double sculls. And we'll see these athletes in a few moments. We have another victory ceremony for us waiting, and it's good to know that we have a double medal ceremony for the mixed double and the mixed 8, and before we have the closing ceremony. So a little bit of a change from the normal proceedings as we see the repeat here. This was at halfway, and I think Germany never really comfortable in the lead, because there was always that bow ball from either the Italians or the Hungarians with that little bit of overlap. Here are the Italians really coming close, and this was the point where I thought the crew from Hungary was rode through definitively, but it was actually really close on the line. I think the Italians won it by a whisker. And here is that finish. Germany taking the gold here, just ahead of Hungary in the white boat. You can see them here. You can just about see the Italian blades cross the line they go, and they just made that stick for the silver medal. So well done, Italy. And with them, the crews from Moldova, Romania, and Ukraine also across the line as we dive straight to the victory ceremony. You may be able to hear the music, and good to know that Anne-Marie Phelps will be handing out the medals, the World Rowing Vice President,
accompanied by Krasimira Chalkova, the marketing director of the organizing committee.
Yeah, great to see them on the victory pontoon, and wonderful to see these athletes once again. Bronze medalist from Belgium, Seb Driessen, representing Koninklijke Roeivereniging Sport Gent. Here is our silver medalist from Christian Sandro Club, Rafael Pinch. And this is the man of the hour. I really love his style of racing. Iason Mousselimis from Greece. Couldn't really believe when he crossed the line that he actually took the gold.
European champion and now world champion.
Yeah, and one to watch, and a popular victory here. And what an amazing way to race, as we have Seb Driessen here, bronze medalist. Wonderful to have a medal for Norway as well, silver medal for Pinch. But the man who surprised us all with an incredible execution of his race plan, Iason Mousselimis from Greece. And we'll hear the Greek national anthem. This is a wonderful scene. It's traditional in rowing that the winner of the men's single is hoisted up by the other medalists. Great to see them honoring that tradition. As Iason Moussellimis from Greece celebrates in his single scull. You can see how much that means to him. You can also you saw that as well when the national anthem of Greece was playing. And with that, we go to the last final of the day. Just one more race to go before we conclude proceedings here in Plovdiv. We have the first ever final of the under-19 mixed 8. As we saw the confirmation of the results of the previous final for the mixed double. Here are the possible medalists and the crews competing here in this mixed 8. We have Italy in lane 1, the United States of America racing in lane 2, Romania in lane 3, and Germany lane 4. So with 4 crews competing, we have all medals on offer. Only one of these crews will be disappointed and not get a medal. And this is the big surprise for us here in the commentary position, because this is the first time we've seen these 8 race. We have no idea how they race, and we'll just have to wait and see. But there's plenty to talk about as we go back to the start. You can see the Italian tricolore ready in lane number 1. The Italians here. So it's a 50-50 split between male and female athletes. And again, different lineups exist, different strategies to produce the fastest 8. As you can see here, the USA going for a very simple setup with 4 female athletes in the bows and the 4 male athletes in the stern.
That's an interesting choice, yeah. We'll have to see how it works.
Yeah, most crews opting for a slightly different lineup. This is the Romanian lineup, combining athletes from the men's and women's pair together with the men's and women's 4. And you can see here the stern of the Romanian crew is led by Vasilika, Denisa Mihaela Vasilika in the stroke seat there, together with Marina Anayana Balint. This is Germany also going for a slightly different lineup. I think the Americans just combined their 4s into this mixed 8, which does make it a bit more easy to just slot in 2 4s, where the other crews are comprised of more than 2 boats. But Germany also choosing to put female at stroke. So Charlotte Paulat in the stroke seat for Germany. And that German crew easily recognizable. The only crew racing in the yellow Ampacker boat here on the right-hand side of this overhead shot. Here, this is the American crew. In the stroke seat there we have Noah Stevens Aris Mendes, looking towards the sky for some inspiration as we are coming under starters orders for the first A final of the under-19 mixed 8. Here we are, the roll call by the umpire for the last time today.
And for the last time at this World Cup, World Championship, of course.
Yes, and we're off. And what a great race to finish these under-19 World Rowing Championships here in Plovdiv. And good start all round, and we'll just have to wait and see what we get here. But Romania off to a good start. Germany, Germany slightly predictable in that sense that the Germans do tend to go out quickly, as is the crew from Italy. Italy always fast starters. Germany leading at the moment, as you see the Germans here. We saw a few of these crews actually going for a paddle early this morning when the course was open for training, to allow all these crews a little bit more time to get used to each other and make sure they gel perfectly. Romania, one to watch, I think. This is the crew from Italy. The men's pair in Italy sitting in that stern of Novak Mitrovic and Pietro Blasic, who raced yesterday. They are providing a good rhythm there. Italy just slightly behind this crew from America as well, as Germany really taking this race by the scruff of the neck, opening up to nearly half a length lead.
I believe those kind of finals are even harder because you only have 4 bolts and 3 of them are getting medals. So it must be hard to be on the tail of such a race.
Yeah, it's always difficult to race from behind, and perhaps that's the reason that Germany are opening up so quickly. 1:25 to the first timing mark, and already putting nearly 2 seconds into Romania, the USA, and Italy at the moment. You can see from these wonderful overhead shots from the drone. You can see the umpire there on the left-hand side following this race, making sure everybody stays in their lane. But Germany, so impressive to see them racing out hard. We have Maria Pesch in the bow seat, so a stroke and a bow in that German crew. And we have Helena Tibanzel, Maike van Beek, Jan Kohlbach, Aaron Schäfer, Jan Bornemann, Nicolas Brel, of course, and I already mentioned Charlotte Paulate, Elias Lukowiak in the coxswain seat. And that German crew really stepping it up now. You can see the 2 crews from the USA and Romania trailing already. I think Romania now finding that little bit of speed, checking the quick starting Germans as we approach the halfway mark. Germany looks so good out in front. Romania slightly more ragged. You can see the slight differences in terms of style between these athletes as they put the blades in as synchronously as they can. Sometimes there's a little bit of difference in the way they recover after the stroke, but Germany really front-loading this race now. 1,000 meters already gone. I think it will be sub-3 as we pass. Yes, indeed it is. And Germany lead Romania, USA and Italy for the gold, silver and the bronze.
Yes, Germany leading the way. I can say that they started strongly and they continued with the same pace. It's very, very similar at the halfway mark as it was at the 500-meter mark. So not any sprints. Haven't seen any sprints yet here. Let's see if the Germans can manage to hold on their lead. I believe they have the best stroke rate at the moment, but of course we have to take in account that the final 500 meters might be the place for, let's say, Romania trying to attack the gold medals.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Germany, again, front-loading this race, going for a push now in response to the Romanians, who had a big push at 12:50 gone, not in the frame at the moment. The Romanians were closing down. Germany, quickest boat on the water at the moment, together with the USA. Italy still trailing at the moment, and this crew from Germany, you can see Maria Pesch with the blonde hair in the stroke seat, really gritted teeth. I know you can just see by the way she is rowing that she's putting out every single watt she can to maintain this lead over the Romanians, and this would be a great victory for Germany and a huge boost for German rowing if they can take the first under-19 mixed 8 world championship title. A little bit more margin now to Romania, who are fending off the Americans for the silver medal at the moment. We have less than 500 meters to go, and it's Germany's race to lose. You can see the Germans here really pushing. The Italians outside of the frame have started sprinting. Quickest boat on the water is the crew from Italy, but they are way down on the Americans for the bronze medal.
Let's see if they can manage to catch up for 3rd place. As I said before, it's really hard being the 4th bolt in a race like that. You know, the first 3 are taking the medals home. Germany has a good tempo, has the lead, but I see the Romanians are maybe the closest contestants at the moment. It will be really interesting how they do in the final 300 meters of the race.
Yeah, as we have a great look on the German 8, Charlotte Paulate there in the stroke seat, the Ulster Ruderverein Hansert from 1925. You can see here providing a rhythm, and Elias Lukowiak in the coxswain seat. He will take some delight in watching to his left to see that the Romanians are charging to the line, but Germany, having done the work, building up that margin, have done enough. The German mixed 8 will become the first world champions for the mixed 8 here in Plovdiv. silver medal goes to Romania, and the Americans outsprint the Italians for the bronze medal. The Italians, a valiant effort, but what a race by the Germans.
Yet I have to say applause for the Italians as well, because they were trailing through the whole race. Of course, they finished fourth nevertheless, but they did put on a show for everyone here at the stands.
Yeah, and this is Elias Lukowiak celebrating with his crew, and just amazing feeling it must be to be in that German aid, knowing you are in a great position to get a gold medal and being able to share that throughout the squad with athletes who have will know each other very well and will continue to race for Germany, no doubt. Slightly under 5 minutes 58 seconds, and that is by definition a world's best time in this event.
This concludes the 2026 World Rowing Championships under 19s. It was a pleasure. All the races were really interesting from start to finish. It was a fantastic World Championship. Of course, we're not done yet, but the racing is done.
Yeah, we have indeed racing is done, but don't go too far just yet, because we have a double victory ceremony for the mixed double sculls and the mixed eights in a few minutes. So don't go too far away from this live stream as we welcome back the eights on the victory pontoon in a few minutes. And then, of course, we have the closing ceremony as well,
which will be a bit different than before. We have to say that. Of course, we'll talk about it later.
Wonderful picture. You can see how much it meant for the Germans to take that victory, and big celebrations all around between Niklas Brell in the 7th seat together with Charlotte Pola. We go to the medal ceremony of the under-19 mixed double sculls. We just saw the medals being presented by World Rowing Executive Committee member Matthias Binder.
Of course, accompanied by Georgi Tutyukov, who is the municipal councillor here from Plovdiv.
Yeah, you can see him on the left-hand side of the picture. He's handing out the flowers to the athletes. And here are the Germans, the German combination that did so well, leading from start to finish. Handshakes with Georgi there to receive their medal as they go to the victory pontoon. Quick handshakes with the Hungarian double from Germany, and here is a delighted fan from Germany. And just give you a quick bronze medalist, you can see them standing on the right hand side, is Marton Mezosi and Janka Demko. These are the silver medalists from Italy, Roberta Romani and Elia Bressan. And there can only be one gold medal, and that's for Germany. We have Anori Laurin Benz here on the right, together with Kaya Wulk from Germany, as we ready ourselves for the national anthem of Germany.
Plovdiv.
Big applause all round. Plenty of German fans here on the grandstand, celebrating together with the German mixed double of Anuri Benz and Kaya Wulk. As we have a back-to-back victory ceremony in a few moments. The mixed eights are just disembarking on the pontoon here in Plovdiv, so that will require a few minutes to get them all safely on the victory pontoon, and that allows us to have a little bit look to the day we've enjoyed so far, with amazing racing all round. Not to put you too much on the spot, Milan, but was there any race that you enjoyed particularly today?
You know what I'm going to say. I enjoyed all of the racings for the day. I found the last races really interesting because it was something new introduced here in Plovdiv, so it was a special moment for me as part of the host nation, of course, having the privilege to host those events for the first time. It's something new for world rowing, and I hope we see it implemented everywhere. I think the crowd really liked it.
Yeah, I think the crowd would treat it to a wonderful, finals day, I'd say. And I really like the contrast between the biggest boat classes we had. We saw the men's and women's eights, and then of course the men's and women's singles, starting our day with the B finals, which produced some great racing, and of course the medal finals, which have just ended, were also amazing to watch. Difficult for me to pick a particular race. I would agree with you that most races were really enjoyable, and we saw few surprises here. One amongst them was this man, Iason Musilimis from Greece, who was so aggressive in the best way, in racing out hard, not looking left and right, just executing his race plan, and he got a gold medal and a World Championship title for his efforts.
I would have to agree with you. Maybe this was the highlight of the day. If I have to highlight one event, Muslim is becoming European champion in Brandenburg and world champion here in Plovdiv, has to be the highlight of the day. Yeah. The cherry on top.
Yeah, what a season there's a very big cherry on a very big cake for the young Greek sculler, and what a season he's had. This was also quite something. We didn't know what the A final of the mixed eights would bring us, but it was an amazing race by Germany. Perhaps not on paper, not the favorite. I think I would have actually given that to the Romanians ahead of time. I'm glad I didn't, because I hate to be proven wrong, but the Romania really close though. It's just 2/3 of a length in the end. But Germany racing out really gutsy, and it worked for them this time to go out fast and race that race from the front, with Romania having to do a lot of work to catch up. The Americans also, I think, chuffed with a bronze medal. Italians sad to miss out, but that was quite a final to watch as well. And I'm just going through my papers. Double sculls were also great, but yeah, the men's single really stood out to me, and a big surprise. And nearly forget that the women's single, we had Robolzi from Italy, from nowhere, based not nowhere, but she wasn't the favorite based on the semi-final. That would have gone to either Germany and Switzerland, and she really pulled something out of the bag to produce a really fast middle thousand, way quicker than, or relatively speaking, quicker than she did in the semi-final, and then to win by, I think, 6.5 seconds was the verdict in the end for the.
Yeah, it was a big margin. Yeah.
Yeah, for the and she was also a European gold medalist from Brandenburg, and going for another gold here.
We have to say what the viewers are seeing right now. The German joy of victory also has to be a highlight of the day.
Yeah, great pictures here. Yeah, with. The cocks of that mixed eight absolutely delighted and celebrating. Probably looking back to the German fans here on the bank, or perhaps a German crowd. There are a few teammates from Germany right beneath our commentary position, and looking at the angle, I think that was what the Germans were looking to. So Elias Lukawiak there, having a little bit of a shout out to his teammates, and what a race. You can see it was a great race from the Germans, really enjoyed that. But the men's and women's singles were something these World Championships. Alize Ribolzi winning that, and double gold medalist this year. So well done.
And now we'll have our last award ceremony of the day, of course, at the mixed eights. They will be presented by the president, Jean-Christophe Roland.
Yeah, you can see Jean-Christophe Roland here in the middle, accompanied by the chairman of the Plovdiv organizing committee, Ivan Popov.
We have to say another German win here in the races that were new to us. So the Germans really managed to put up with and put in a fight for the new disciplines.
Yeah, Germany undefeated in the mixed double and mixed eight for now. I mean, this is only the first installment. Here is the crew from the USA. Just to give
bronze medalists.
Bronze medalists indeed. Lynn Gully, Tessa Murphy, Olivia Lill, Sophia Rostad, all racing from the bows of that eight, together with Vrieshank, Nalla, John Piersma, Elliot Davis, stroked by Noah Stevens, Aris Mendes. These are the athletes from the men's four for the USA, and that was all coxed by the cox of the men's eight, Jakob Bobro, who is now getting his bronze medal from Jean-Christophe Roland. And of course, credit where credit's due for the Romanians. They did really well. In the end, not enough for the gold medal, but Annika Andreea Kulidiuk, Denisa, no, I stand corrected, Jessica Popescu in the two-seat actually, together with Razvan Ion Marin, Andrei Mihai Balan, Radu Andrei Enescu, Dimitru Christian Paskari, and in the seventh seat we had Marina Ariana Balint, together with Denisa Mihela Vasilika, who was stroke of that crew, together with Sara Maria Vaska in the coxswain seat. And here are the world champions from Germany, with Maria Pesch. See the blonde hair, which was so clearly to see during the final, with Helene Tibi Tanzel, Maaike van Beek, Jan Kolbach, Aaron Schäfer, Jan Bornemann, Nicolas Brel, Charlotte Paulat, and the man who we saw in the repeat so many times, the cox of that German mixed eight, Elias Lukowiak.
Yeah, congratulations to all participants, but the Germans really stole the show in the last two finals of the day.
Yeah, great result for the German under-19 squad. And here they are on the podium. Again, a wonderful picture to have a fully filled podium here. The Americans celebrating their bronze. Wonderful. Romanians celebrating that silver medal, and of course it's new in rowing that you have male and female teammates getting an opportunity to get a medal together, and it's wonderful to see what that does for a team. That really makes for a special bond. Racing together, winning together is something else. Here are the gold medalists from Germany. World champions in the under-19 mixed eights. This crew combining the very best from the men's pair, women's pair, and the men's and women's doubles to race here as one as we join them for the German national anthem.
Plovdiv, give it up for medalists and under-19 champion.
Big round of applause for all the medalists. Grandstand still packed, so many fans from Germany now close to the victory pontoon, as there's a opportunity for some photographs being taken here by the World Rowing press present here in Plovdiv. Wonderful scenes here with Germany taking center stage. Freshly crowned world champions, and what a glorious afternoon for Germany this must have been. Not getting all the results they wanted, missing out on a few medals, but taking home 2 gold medals is a good haul for the Germans, as it would be for any nation.
If you have to highlight something here from Plovdiv team, what would it be? We bullet the racing. Of course, we have a little bit of time left, but I hope all of our viewers enjoyed the last few days and the races for the medals as well. But what are your highlights?
Oh, that's a difficult question because there's so many good ones to pick from. So yesterday we had some amazing races and big surprises as well. The Estonian men's double comes to mind, where they were slightly outside of the picture and then storming through to get a gold medal in the end. The quads racing was amazing. Yeah, there's so many great moments. The smaller bloke, the doubles, the men and women's doubles were high quality fields. So all the way from the heats to the semi-finals and the A and B finals, they were all a joy to watch and brilliantly put into frame here as we have that repeat of the GB men's 8, which produced a phenomenal race here to become world champions. And then from the biggest boats to the smallest, with Pashalina Muratidou in the single here, and I think this was perhaps one of the great moments too, with the Italian single sculler Ribolzi taking home a gold medal. So, well, I'm going to give you a terrible answer, but I really can't choose. There was just too much. Romania here, looking so cool here, cool to take the medal. Great to see the mixed boat classes for the first time here. If I had to pick a favorite race, I'm going to revert back to the men's single sculls. And you, with anything you sort of over the whole week, what was your highlight?
I asked the question, yet I don't have a better answer than yours. There were a lot of highlights. Really, I enjoyed the Romanian crews winning yesterday a few races. The Estonian win, of course, was an outstanding one, and it was a big surprise. Today, the Greek contendant winning World Championships gold. We see him on screen right now as well. European and world champion. I'm sure we'll hear more of him very soon.
What amazing privilege to be witness all these races. As outside of these repeats, the American mixed eight go for a little bit of a swim here on the regatta venue. You can see the ripples in the water as the coxes are thrown into the water as well. That may cause a slight delay for the closing ceremony, which we'll have in a few moments. But yeah, with temperatures...
they can use a bit of a cool down.
Yeah, with temperatures as they are, it's well above 30 degrees now, I'd say. At least it's here in our commentary position. Quite right that these athletes go for a little bit of a swim. As
I envy them.
Yes, I'm quite jealous as well. Yeah, I would probably join them. But yeah, the Americans together with the Romanians and the Germans being asked now to get back to the grandstand as we await the closing ceremony.
And we'll have something new in the closing ceremony as well. We'll see it any moment now. Of course, it was announced officially in the morning at worldrowing.com that Bulgaria will gather all the best nations in the world once again next year.
Yeah, that's a wonderful announcement, and great to see Plovdiv once again stepping up to host the World Rowing Community for yet another time. And it's a combined World Championships next year, because it's both the under-19s and the under-23s coming here together in Bulgaria, and that's a great prospect to look forward to. As the stage is set for the closing ceremony, as you can see there. I'm sure that's Jean-Christophe Roland on the right-hand side. And I think we are delighted to announce that Jean-Christophe Roland, World Rowing President, will present 2 medals of honor during this closing ceremony. Here we go. This closing ceremony will conclude all the proceedings. Let's listen to Jean-Christophe.
These championships could not have been staged without the dedication, without the commitment and hard work of many people. A huge amount of work takes place behind the scene to provide our athletes with the best possible conditions to compete and perform. I would like to express our thanks and gratitude to all the people who have contributed to the great success of these championships. My particular thanks go to the city of Plovdiv and to the organizing committee. In recognition of the successful organization and delivery of these World Championships, I have now the pleasure, on behalf of World Rowing, to present the FISA Medal of Honor to 2 recipients. Madame Vesela Lecheva, President of the Bulgarian National Olympic Committee.
The applause here for
and Mr. Mihai Banchev, Organizing Committee volunteer for the last 15 years.
During the medal ceremonies, but also a big round of applause for the Mikhail Vanchovev, who is OC volunteer. He's been doing that for 15 years. He's a media operations and volunteer manager, so it's great to see him getting his moment in the sun for all the work he's done over these last 15 years.
The end of these World Championships. I would like, first of all, to congratulate our athletes. Dear athletes, you have demonstrated the best value of our sport, and we are all very proud. I hope that you have reached your expectation, that you have achieved your goal, but most importantly, I hope that you will have a wonderful and we will keep a wonderful experience from these championships and your sporting journey. Once again, I would like to thank everyone who has been contributed to these championships, the NTO, the ITO, and all the volunteers. Thank you very much. And finally, thank you to you, the spectators, for the great and friendly atmosphere. And now, I declare the 2026 World Rowing Under-19 Championships, Plovdiv, Bulgaria, closed.
The Chairman, Plovdiv Organising Committee of the 2026 World Rowing Under-19 Championships, Ivan Popov, returns the World Rowing flag to World Rowing President Jean-Christophe Rolland.
As is tradition, the flag being handed back to the World Rowing President Jean-Christophe Rolland, but of course with news breaking only yesterday that Plovdiv is to host the 2027 World Rowing Under-19 and Under-23 World Championships. We look forward to coming back here next year.
Now we'll hear the national anthem of Bulgaria.
That concludes the 2026 World
And
Rowing
with that
Under-19
closing ceremony, we conclude the 2026 World Rowing Under-19 World Championships here in Plovdiv, Bulgaria. We would like to thank all the people involved in organizing this wonderful event, with special thanks to the organizing committee, World Rowing, jury members, staff, and let's not forget the athletes from 55 nations all across the world. We'd like to thank them for showing us their very best performances on the water and great sportsmanship off the water too. I think medal or no medal, all of us will take something home with us here from Plovdiv. Special thanks go out to all the volunteers without whom these championships are simply not possible, so thank you so much. And thank you for listening in to the broadcast here from Plovdiv from Milan and myself. Next stop for the World Rowing are the World Championships in Amsterdam, starting on August 24th. We would love to see you there, but if you're not in Amsterdam in a few weeks' time, you can catch all the action on worldrowing.com. Thank you so much for listening in, and see you soon. Take care.
Tim, it was a pleasure and a privilege to be with you in the last few days. Take care and Godspeed.
Thank you very much as well.
Team in the background here, looking forward already to getting back to Plovdiv in 12 months. Sing forward.